Alright, this will be Q&A video number 32 now, with the first few questions coming from Tom Smith. The first one being, for optimal growth, I want you to remember that term, that's the key word here. For optimal growth, what is better? 3 months of fast cutting or 6 months of slow cutting, and in both cases bulking for the rest of the year? Now if the goal is optimal growth, then why the fuck are those your only two options? Why would you want to be in a caloric deficit for 3 or 6 months if the goal is optimal growth? You might want to rethink your strategy. Now next question is, how to train with the goal of not getting injured. If your goal is to not get injured, there's not much I have for you, because if you're not willing to do squats or deadlifts or the hard exercises, then I'm not going to justify not doing them. My philosophy has always been that you are rewarded most for your effort, and that comes with doing the exercises that have the greatest risk, because they also have the greatest rewards. So if you're not willing to work hard, I can't help you. If you're already injured, then you got to rephrase the question. But if you're not, I don't really have much for you. Now next question is how to train when you're fasted for religious purposes. Now, I've never done that, so I can't speak from experience, but what I would always base everything off of is performance. If you're performing as best as you think you can, keep doing what you're doing. If you're not, pay attention to the feedback that your body's giving you and make the appropriate adjustments. Only you can do that. I can't do that for you. Now he posted a study in which 75% of max was used for Bulgarian split squats, which concluded that fatigue did not increase recruitment. So there's a couple things to talk about real quick. Weights that are or exceed 80% of what you could lift for one generally achieve maximum recruitment. 75% is not that far off of that. Now it's not the load that achieves max recruitment, it's your intention to overcome that load. So intentions that are great enough to overcome resistance that are or exceed 80% of what you could lift for one are going to achieve max recruitment. 75%, because it's not that far off, those individuals, their intention might have been great enough to achieve max recruitment. So I'm not surprised that fatigue didn't increase it above max, since you can't really do that. Now Joy Jabed had two questions. Hopefully I said his name right. The first one being, how can you build muscle without actually going heavier all the time? Simple. Impose a demand. There's a lot of ways to do that. You can trigger growth through mechanical tension, metabolic stress, and muscle damage. Nowhere in there is the word heavier. Next question is how to watch my videos to best understand the content. I'd say go back to the beginning and watch them all up until now. The information just builds off itself for the most part, so if you do that, it will likely answer a lot of your questions before you ask them in the first place. The Hostile Life wants a list of authors and books that I would recommend. If I am to do that, it'll be on Instagram. I'm not going to do that on YouTube. And I want to give a shout out real quick to two people before I end the video. Number one, he used to go by the screen name of SPEEDYMECHNIC. He's changed it. Can't remember what it is. I could have wrote it on the board, but I didn't. Anyways, I'm glad to hear that you're doing good and that things have turned around for you. And number two, Luba Nowek. Hopefully I said that right. You've had some extremely positive things to say, and I want you to know that your comments have not gone unnoticed. So Luba, if you're watching, thank you very much.